Have you ever wondered what's behind a trillion-dollar fortune hidden in the heart of the United States? What if I told you that a powerful American senator owns one of the largest grain and cattle farms in the country? What is the secret behind this rural empire? How did a politician become a true rural tycoon? Get ready to discover a surprising story where power, land, and money intersect in impressive ways. Speak up, guys. This is Juninho Mello, and you are in Celebrity Farm, the channel where we show the most impressive farms of celebrities and great figures in the world. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and activate the bell so you don't miss any videos. Comment now. I'm going to work and earn a lot of money, and one day I'll be able to buy $1 million farm like Senator Jon Tester's. This is your declaration of commitment to success. When we think of trillions of dollars, we usually imagine technology companies, oil tycoons, or Wall Street investors. But what if I told you that one of the largest rural empires in the United States belongs to a senator? Yes, we are talking about Jon Tester, the politician who is also a true agribusiness titan. But how did a public man, elected by the people, manage to build such a powerful and profitable farm? And what makes this property so unique and valuable? Jon Tester's farm isn't just big, it's colossal. Located in the state of Montana, in a region of fertile land and vast plains, the property stands out for its impressive grain production and high-quality cattle breeding. Tester, who was born and raised there, never strayed from his rural roots, and even after entering politics, he maintained his connection with the mainland. And we're not talking about a small family farm. What he runs today is a true rural business operation of epic proportions. The most impressive thing is that, even with a busy public life in the Senate, Tester continues to be involved in farm decisions. What's more, he claims that working on the land is what keeps him connected to the reality of ordinary people. Curious, right? While many politicians live in mansions far from the population, Jon Tester returns to his farm, puts on his boots, and faces the mud and sun like any farm worker. But there is much more to this story. How does he balance politics and business? How is it possible for a farm to generate so much value to the point of being called a trillion-dollar farm? And what are the secrets behind the most powerful rural production in the American Senate? Throughout this video, we'll explore not only the impressive numbers on Jon Tester's farm, but also a behind-the-scenes look at his extraordinary journey. You will learn details about the production, investments, technologies used, and understand why this property has become a true legend in the agricultural sector. And in the meantime, tell me in the comments, do you think it is possible to reconcile a political career with commanding a trillion-dollar rural empire? Can transparency and business really go together? Stay with me until the end and discover everything about this trillion-dollar farm that is attracting attention from around the world. Senator Jon Tester's farm is a true agricultural powerhouse located on the vast plains of Big Sandy, Montana. With more than 700 hectares of cultivable land, the property specializes mainly in the production of durum wheat, but also cultivates barley, lentils, peas, and chickpeas, in addition to maintaining a cattle breeding well-structured. What is impressive is the level of productivity and the intelligent use of technology to keep everything running at maximum efficiency. Contrary to the stereotypical image of old, outdated farms, Jon Tester's farm is modern, highly mechanized, and sustainable. He invested heavily in cutting-edge agricultural machinery, efficient irrigation systems, and cultivation techniques that respect the soil and increase productivity. The farm also adopts organic farming, which adds even more value to what is produced there. And it's not just about numbers and profits. Jon Tester has always highlighted that his connection to the land is a matter of identity. He lost 3 fingers in a chainsaw accident at a young age, working on the family farm. This episode did not keep him away from life in the countryside. On the contrary, it strengthened him. Even after entering politics, he and his wife continued to personally manage the farm, facing the challenges of each harvest. The routine on the property is intense. Harvest time requires detailed planning, sharp logistics, and a lot of physical work. But it is precisely this effort that the senator believes keeps him down to earth while working in Washington. His double life, politician and farmer, is a rare example of balance between power and simplicity. Another interesting point: the farm does not only depend on the local market. The grains produced there are exported to several countries, which generates significant income. This transformed the property into a true rural multinational. Furthermore, Jon Tester is known for supporting policies to encourage family and sustainable agriculture, which further fuels curiosity. To what extent does his political activity also benefit his own businesses? Jon Tester's farm produces food that feeds thousands of people around the world. The focus is on quality and sustainability. The herd is treated with special attention, ensuring high-standard meat for the national and international market. The use of organic techniques and environmental preservation places the property at an above-average level. Autonomous tractors, mapping drones, soil sensors, and rural management software are part of the farm's daily routine. Now think with me. How many people do you know could manage a farm of this size and still carry out an agenda in the U.S. Senate? This is the greatness of Jon Tester's project. Combining willpower, long-term vision, and a non-negotiable love for the land. Do you imagine yourself living this intense routine as a farmer and still leading political decisions at a national level? Now that you understand the grandeur of Senator Jon Tester's farm, it's time to go deeper. Let's explore the behind-the-scenes, strategic decisions and numbers that make this property worthy of the title of trillion-dollar farm. Many people ask themselves, how can a farm achieve such value? The answer lies in the sum of factors that, together, transform a piece of land into a true rural empire. The ranch is located in one of the most fertile regions of Montana. The climate, relief, and soil quality favor large-scale grain cultivation. Furthermore, the proximity to railways and highways facilitates the flow of production, both for the domestic market and for export. Jon Tester didn't bet all his chips on a single product. His farm produces a variety of grains and maintains a herd of high-quality cattle. This guarantees financial stability even in the face of market fluctuations, such as wheat price crises or increases in meat costs. In recent years, the value of farmland in the United States has skyrocketed. The Montana region, previously seen only as a pasture or subsistence farming area, has become coveted by investors, agribusinesses, and international funds. Tester's property has grown in value exponentially, not just for what it produces, but for the land itself. It is impossible to ignore the weight of being a senator. Jon Tester's public figure brings visibility to the farm. He is seen as a politician who gets his hands dirty, which increases the prestige of his image and interest in his history. This influences everything from the sale of products to invitations for partnerships with multinationals in the agricultural sector. Despite the simple talk, Tester's farm is run like a business. There is rigorous harvest planning, well-trained teams, use of cutting-edge technology, and a focus on productivity. Accounting is transparent and aimed at maximizing return on investment. Now imagine the following scene. While senators discuss agricultural policies in Washington, Jon Tester has already tested many of these ideas in the field, on his own land. He brings to the Senate floor a practical background that few politicians have, and this puts him in a unique position. In interviews, Tester has already stated that cultivating the land is more difficult than legislating, and perhaps it is precisely this experience in the field that makes him a more realistic legislator. He understands the impact of a measure on the rural producer's life, because he won. It is estimated that adding land, machinery, livestock, production, structure, and market value, Jon Tester's farm can easily surpass the $1 trillion in value accumulated over the years, considering direct and indirect assets. Of course, we are not talking about liquid money in the account, but about assets generated with sweat, strategy, and vision. And now, a question for you. Would you have the courage to invest your entire life in a piece of land like Jon Tester did? Do you think this work model, focused on continuous effort and long-term vision, still has a place in the modern world? Throughout this video, we delve into a story that goes far beyond grains, cattle, and hectares. We talk about vision, hard work, strategy, and above all, how it is possible to build a lasting legacy even in the most challenging conditions. Senator Jon Tester's trillion-dollar farm is, without a doubt, a phenomenon. But it is also an accessible example that great achievements come from commitment to what you believe in. Jon Tester was born and raised in Montana, in a simple rural environment where hard work was part of the routine since childhood. Your political trajectory, it did not remove it from its roots. On the contrary, he continued to manage his farm with the same dedication, even after becoming a senator. Its property is highly productive, diversified, modern, and financially strategic, with production aimed at both the domestic and export markets. The combination of a privileged location, use of cutting-edge technology, business management, and political vision transformed the farm into a true agricultural empire. The estimated trillion-dollar value, adding assets, accumulated production, and market influence, shows the size of the business built over decades. But beyond the numbers, what does this story really represent? It shows that it is possible to prosper without abandoning your origins. That success often lies in continuing to do what you love well, even when the world demands that you change. Jon Tester kept his boots on the ground while wearing a suit in the Senate, and that, in itself, is admirable. More than a story about a powerful man, this is a lesson about permanence, vision, and consistency. In a world where everything changes quickly, land remains one of the most solid and lasting riches. Those who understand this, like Jon Tester, build much more than heritage. They build respect and authority. So what do you take away from this story? Does success really need to come only from large centers, the internet, or cities? Or does the future still belong to those who plant, care for, and harvest wisely? Now it's up to you. What part of Senator Jon Tester's career impacted you the most? Comment below and share your ideas. Your opinion can inspire others who are looking for a path to growth. If you've watched this far, congratulations. It shows that you're a focused, determined person with a thirst for knowledge. Stories like that of Senator Jon Tester serve to remind us that success does not happen by chance. It is built day after day, with vision, persistence, and courage to do things differently. And if you made it to the end, I have a mission for you. Comment below. I will be able to achieve all my dreams. This is your public commitment to your future. Whoever writes records. Whoever registers begins to act. Now enjoy and watch the 2 recommended videos that are appearing on the screen. They will show you other incredible stories from the rural world and inspire you even more to seek your own empire, in your own way, in your reality. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, Celebrity Farm, this is the moment. Click subscribe, activate the bell, and leave a like that helps us continue to bring this type of high-level content. And remember, if Senator Jon Tester could build a trillion-dollar farm from the ground up, you can build anything, as long as you start today. See you in the next video.